Well, hello. Welcome to another episode. Um, at this point, it's in the 80s and it's summer. Summer's starting to wrap down, wrap up, wind down. Anyway, uh, it's going on the middle of August, and yeah, I've squandered the whole summer. No, I haven't. I just always feel that way. Anyway, yeah, okay. My name's Roger. If this is your first time here, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Um, yeah, I'm suicidal whenever I'm having a bad day, which is often, especially recently, with the way that the world is. And we're going to talk a little bit about that as I've talked. It's a recurring theme, but it is what it is. Ooh. All right. Little show and tell action here today. Oh, suicidal, um, bad day. So yeah, but what I'm not is any kind of mental health professional provider, or really anyone you should be basing life decisions on. So this is simply a perspective, and use it as such. I'm not trying to get anyone to do anything um, that isn't that I don't see hell. I don't. You don't have to do anything with anything that I say. You could just watch it and then go to sleep. So the last time I was cutting out a stencil for this series. I got three paintings I'm gonna do, and so just wanted to go through that real quick, and at the same time talk about a little thing that I've been dealing with, and I know a lot of people have, and that's moral injury. Um, so, yeah, if you've never heard about moral injury, you should Google it, because sometimes it's that feeling that you know something's not right. The world is a weird place, and I don't like what's going on, and it as an empathetic person, compassionate person, you feel things that and really, I think they bulk those feelings into a thing called moral injury, and it's true. It sounds like, oh, I have a moral injury. It sounds like you're trying to get out of the draft or something like that. But it is a real thing, and it does impact our mental health. So it's definitely something worth exploring. So anyway, so what I have here is I'm going to do three paintings, and I just did an underpainting of like spray paint stuff. And if you've ever watched the folks who do spray paint art, I mean, like for a living, that's their profession. They're amazing. I love it. Um, they're on the ground a lot. I think my knees wouldn't be able. I couldn't do that as a job. Um, but sometimes you'll see they'll spray a bunch of paint down. They'll put some like looks like a magazine pages or something glossy, and then it'll make some designs and they'll splatter, and it's fun. I mean, if you haven't just done a bunch of splatter stuff with spray paint and just explored, highly recommend it. It's fun. Make sure you wear the respirator. I mean, especially if you're not outside, and if you're inside, I'm sure that people are going to tell you all about it. So anyway, so what I did is put some color down, put some splatters, and I'm doing three different ones. They'll end up looking about the same, but I just did some different designs, spray paint type dealios. This one has a lot more splatter to it. But from here, these are just canvases. They're just normal canvases that I picked up, Hobby Lobby or whatever. And I just sprayed these down. Then what I'll do is I'll do a series of stencils, which I have right here. So and basically, if you're used to like a silk screening process where you start and you apply a layer of color, and then at the end you have your design, full color design. It's like that, but it's, I mean, it's similar in, it doesn't look the same. I think it has its own kind of unique look to it. This is just a piece of paper. Okay, so then what I do is I initially cut out a stencil, and then I use that stencil to make the other stencils, if that makes sense. So you'll see Cousin Eddie here, and then you'll see it's like all jacked up, dark. It looks. That'll be that layer. So it's also important to understand the layering process, and you want the lighter colors on top. And so this is one of the stencils. This is the main one I did, the starting one I did. So that's why it's black, because it has all the spray paint that as I made these other ones. And so this one here, I just got them stacked up. Hey, don't do that. And they get a little flimsy. So then what I do is I weigh them down with some little things, just because some of the paper likes to stand up. And so I just have a series of different stencils that I've already cut out, and they have the highlights and the different areas of what I'm trying to go for. You could do everything kind of like a monochromatic thing and say, okay, all the darks are going to be this color and all the lights are going to be this color, and they, whether it's a different colored robe or hose, doesn't matter. We're going to do all the darks this color, all the lights this color, and it's fine. Or you could change it out. I have, the challenge is skin color. Again, like I mentioned in the last one, I just, they make spray paints in about every kind of every color you can imagine. So, but I don't go to that place. I go to Home Depot. And so then the colors, obviously they don't need 12 flesh colors. Flesh colors would be it's kind of a creepy, color to be spray painting random stuff, I don't know. So you have to adjust, and you have to go and find some colors that are kind of similar. It adds to the quirkiness, I think, of the piece. Anyway, so that's what I do. I'll on one of these next ones. I probably won't do this because I do these at home, outside, and so at some point when I have a day at home and there's not a lot going on, and I'll put these together, because then you just gotta let it dry in between layers, and I think I have like 6 layers. So each one, and you could spray one and kind of get one going and start the next one as you're doing this one, and so then you kind of get an assembly line going, and they all come out looking about the same, which it's like a series kind of thing. Anyway. Quickly back to the moral injury situation, because I think I've exhausted this. This is gonna be fun. I mean, I like these kind of projects, and I'm doing 3. I could just do 1, but if I do 3, one's gonna be really good. They'll all turn out to some level, but there's always one that's better than the other ones. And so, but I need square footage, because I need to fill some walls coming up in October. So I'm going to do 3 of these. I'll put them in different areas. The whole idea is to again, is to sell them. I mean, I I don't charge much for them, especially these ones that didn't take. I mean, it took time. Don't want to make it sound like it was super easy, but at the same time, it's not like I'm doing three distinct, unique pieces. So. Wow, strong. Yeah, and so then just to finish up on the moral injury piece of it, the problem is there's really nothing we can do about that. When we sustain a moral injury, we absolutely should talk about it. We absolutely should, make it a priority as far as our mental health goes. But, people starving in Gaza, there's only so much that we could do here. The war in Ukraine, the famines, and yes, we can and should support aid is the best that we can. But I mean, there's not a lot else that we can do, and so we have to just either ignore it or compartmentalize it somehow. But it absolutely, it's more weight in our backpack. It's those things that we just pick up and we can't put down because it's outside of our control. And we can adjust how much it impacts us. But there comes a time when the world just doesn't make sense anymore. And it becomes a reason why people don't want to be here. I mean, if this is going to suck and the world's going to be a horrible place, so we really need to address it, and we really need to understand that there's going to be things that we're just going to feel that way. Until that changes, till that one thing changes, which again is out of our control. Nobody's calling me or you and saying, hey, what should I do? Because I would tell them, stop being a dick. A lot of problems could be solved if people just stop being a dick and understand that humans are on this planet together. And yes, we pray to different gods, and we have different views, and hold some things sacred where other things we don't. And that's going to be different from another person. But at the end of the day, we're all living here, and we all have to realize that everyone's important. Not just people like me, not just people who live and think and go to the same stores and the same churches and the same whatevers. It's for everybody. And until everybody is accounted for, until everyone is valued, we're going to have this problem. And we have to deal with it. We have to compartmentalize it. We have to process it on a daily basis. And that's not easy. Especially when more of it happens every day, and it just gets to the point where it's almost like you have to make justifications to stay, and the justification to stay is this isn't going to get better without all of us. We all need to be here. We all need to help carry the weight of what's coming. So we can't let anyone just leave. We're going to lock the doors. And everyone has to stay, and I'm telling this to myself too, because it's that argument, that voice inside my head that says, well, this world's falling apart. What's the point? I have to tell myself, no, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better, and I'm gonna do my part to help make it better. I'm going to do the things that I can do within my control to make it better. And then move forward. Like everything else, this is not just about me telling you. It is about me telling me. I have to say the things out loud. I have to say the things to you and to me, because I'm in it. I'm affected by it, and you have to own that. You have to own that piece, and understand that this plays greatly into your overall state of mind, and those decisions that you make when you're upset, the decisions that you make when you when you're tired, and it just adds to that. This is it's almost like, if you're not morally injured, why? I mean, everyone has experienced some of that, and how we cope through that is going to be important, and knowing that that such thing exists as moral injury, knowing that, you can then realize, oh, this is that feeling that I've been carrying around. It's like I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's just not right, and I don't like this feeling. I don't like where we're at. I don't like dealing with the things that are going on. And there's nothing wrong, with that. But knowing that, okay, this is probably what that feeling is, then you could deal with it. You can adjust. You could do more work, more self-care to get beyond that. So knowing it's there is important, and knowing what it is and that feeling is important, because now we can attack it, and we can make sure that doesn't impact us to a great degree. Knowledge is power, and so if this makes any sense, talk with your therapist and say, I've been hearing about this moral injury thing because of the way the world is. It started out mostly for military and first responders who are put in situations that directly go against their own moral values. But I think just being alive at this time puts us all in that place where the world is a very cruel place, and we don't agree with it. So anyway, I don't know if this helped. Great. If it didn't, sorry. We'll just keep working through things, and yeah, I'm gonna go. Have a great day. Keep fighting always, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.